Hey everybody, welcome to Family Meal. Chef Alan.
And Chef Ella.
We got an amazing all-time classic sandwich for you. Pastrami, Ruben, everything is homemade. The pastrami, brined for 7 days, rubbed for 1 day, smoked for 12 hours, homemade sauerkraut, homemade dressing. Even the bread is homemade from Harvest Kitchen and Bakery in Katy, Texas. This is gonna be a game changer. You're gonna love it. Oh, I'm ready to go.
Woo!
Let's cook.
1,
2,
3, let's go!
Hey everybody, let's talk about the ingredients that we're going to be using for our phenomenal homemade pastrami Reuben sandwich. Ella, what do we have?
we got homemade 1,000 Island dressing and homemade sauerkraut.
We got our homemade pastrami that was brined for a week, sat in its rub for 24 hours, smoked for 12 hours. We got this beautiful honey rye bread that we got from Harvest Bakery and Kitchen down in Katy, Texas from Chef Lori Pope. We're gonna walk you through this step by step, but we're gonna go back a week so you can see every step and how this was made so you could do it at home. You ready to go, Ella?
Woo!
Let's cook. All right, everybody, we're 6 days before we're building this beautiful Reuben. We're gonna make the brine, has to sit for 6 days. My daughter's gonna pan down. We're gonna show you what we have here. We have our brisket that we bought, of course, at HEB in Conroe, Texas. We have salt, 2 parts salt, 1 part sugar. We have coriander seed, juniper berry, star anise, bay leaf, garlic, juniper berries, pink curing salt, and mustard seed. I think I actually called that's actually peppercorn. So we're gonna combine these together in our pot, just enough water to cool it, to combine it all and dissolve our salt and sugar, add ice, add our product in there, our brisket in there, set it in the refrigerator, and we'll see you in a week. Now, if your meat starts to rise above the water, feel free to put a bowl on there. You want a bag of ice. Well, obviously, it's going to melt down, but it will hold everything down. Let's go in the fridge. We will see this bad boy in 6 days. All right, guys, here we go. Step 2 of our pastrami Reuben. Everything being homemade, except for the Swiss cheese. I even got a phenomenal restaurant in Katy, Texas. Harvest Kitchen and Bakery, Chef Lori Pope made us a beautiful homemade rye bread. Wait until you see this. This is gonna be amazing. All right, so here we go. We're doing our sauerkraut. We got 2 heads of cabbage, 1 onion, 64 ounces of water, so this would be times 2, 8 ounces of apple cider vinegar, equal parts of sugar and salt and bay leaf. I'm gonna use my mandolin to get the cabbage super, super thin, and then we're gonna julienne the onion. And if you don't have this, if you can't get it and you wanna make the cabbage, go out and buy the shredded cabbage that they sell at HEB and all the other grocery stores. You're gonna love it. Wait until you see this. All right, so now we have our cabbage here. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna slowly and carefully peel these top leaves off, because the first thing that's gonna happen when we start doing this sauerkraut is it's gonna sit out at room temperature for 2 days. We wanna build up that fermentation process. So we're gonna take this cabbage here and actually use that as a lid to hold it down and to make sure it really gets all of the brine that we're gonna make. Okay, last step of our homemade sauerkraut. Ella, if you want to zoom in on here. So those are all the ingredients that we had: our apple cider vinegar, our water, our equal parts sugar and salt, some bay leaf. We have our cabbage here, cut up real fine. I end up just cutting it up with my knife again, but I actually like the thicker pieces because I'm looking for some texture out of that. We're gonna pour this over. And we are doing it hot. We are not letting it cool because we really want to help it break it down, right? And like I said, we're gonna take our leaves, we're gonna lay it over the top. We want this to begin its fermentation process. So at room temperature for 2 days, refrigerated up to 4 days. We're gonna put that together with our beautiful pastrami. This is gonna be fantastic. See you in a couple days. All right, everybody, we are now 2+ days into our homemade sauerkraut. Here's the reveal. I have not opened this yet. I have no idea what we're in store for. Right away, I can smell the vinegar. So we're gonna pull the leaves off here. Okay. It is definitely softened up. We're gonna pull the leaves off. See all the bay leaves there. It's definitely getting there. You can see how the onions have definitely cooked through, you want to say. All right, let's go to the fridge. Okay, here we go, fridge. 4 more days. You can see we got our pastrami going. That's already at almost 4 days. So we'll start cooking this and smoking this on Friday. And Saturday's gonna be awesome. All right, everybody, here we are, part 3 of this lengthy, almost a week process of our pastrami Ruben, everything made from scratch. So Ella, let's open this up. I have not opened it. Let's take a look. Oh, we can see that sitting in there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. So I'm not gonna pull it out right now because I want to make sure I dry it off well. Here's our spice blend. Pepper, salt, mustard seed, coriander seed, granulated garlic, granulated onion, paprika, and brown sugar. I am going to toast these up. I'm going to blend them, and we're going to add a little bit more pepper here. We're going to toast those spices. This is going to be fantastic. Whenever you brine something, you always want to rinse it off, get all those peppercorns off, all the spices, make sure it's nice and clean. All right, so our next step, like I said, we're going to toast our dry spices. I'm just going to add some more black pepper in there. By toasting these, it's going to open up the oils, make them really fragrant, really add a punch of flavor to our pastrami. All right, we have our toasted spices here. We're gonna put these into our spice grinder, a little bit at a time. Okay. Look at that, it looks fantastic. Well, now we're gonna put it here so we can let them cool, all right? And then we'll go to the next step. Our toasted spices have cooled. We are now going to add the rest of our ingredients, our salt, our ground pepper, our garlic powder, our onion powder, our paprika, and our brown sugar. Now, here is the best thing you need to save. If you see they now sell spices in bulk, save these, use these. All right, I've had this numerous times for numerous rubs. I'm gonna put it in here and it'll help me evenly coat the pastrami and let it sit for 15 hours before it goes on the smoker. All right, so now we have our spices and our shaker. Okay, we used a funnel for it It might be funny, but you never know when you need a funnel, and that's what a perfect example for it. Now we're gonna add our spices on here, okay? Nice and liberal, nice and even. And you can see I have a vessel large enough not to make a big mess. Obviously, we're not gonna put this in the refrigerator. In the vessel, we're gonna put it in another one. But this is gonna be awesome. And again, you wanna shake your spices around so they don't settle, okay? Go to the next side. This is gonna be great. We're gonna let this sit uncovered in the refrigerator for about 15 hours, and I'm gonna put this on the smoker bright and early morning. This should be ready right at lunchtime. Oh yeah. See you tomorrow morning. All right, everybody, good morning. It is 3 a.m. My wonderful wife is behind the camera. Thank you, love. We have our Masterbuilt 1050 gravity feed smoker griller set at 225, okay? Okay. We have our probe set in. We have our amazing pastrami. It feels nice and firm. I can feel the rub really got in there. We're gonna take our probe, put it in at the deepest part, right here. I'm gonna set it for the internal temperature of 160 degrees. Then I'm gonna wrap it. Then I'm gonna put foil on it, put it back in here, and get it to an internal temperature of 205 degrees. It should take about 10 to 11 hours. See you then. All right, everybody, we are 4.5 hours in. Let's take a look. Oh, that's looking beautiful. Our internal temperature is at 140 degrees. We get to 160, we're gonna wrap it in foil and paper and then put it back in. All right, everybody, so now we are at our internal temperature of 160 degrees. Look at that bad boy, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna pull the probe out. I'm gonna wrap this in tin foil, then paper, put it in a vessel to save all those juices. We're gonna let that cook up to 205 degrees. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so now we have it wrapped in foil, we have it wrapped in paper. We're gonna stick that bad boy in there again, okay? We're gonna close this and we're gonna set this to 205 degrees. Probably gonna take us another 4 to 5 hours. See you then. All right, everybody, we are exactly 12 hours on the button. I can't believe it. Let's take a look at this. So we could see already, we hit 205 degrees internal temperature. And for as stiff as it was before, it has really loosened up nice. We got a lot of juice in there. You can see the juice in there. So I'm actually gonna take it, and I learned this from probably the best pit master I've ever met, Brett, from Brett's Barbecue, is we're actually gonna put it in here to rest for another hour. So I'm gonna pour these juices back in here. Now, if you don't have something like this, you have a regular cooler at home, you could put it in the cooler, wrap it up in a towel that you're not gonna need, let it sit in there for an hour, let those meats and the fibers really relax, really add those juices back in. This is gonna be awesome. I can't wait for you to see it. All right, here we go, the final steps for our homemade Ruben sandwich. We're gonna make the sauce, Thousand Island dressing. We're gonna do ketchup, mayo, Worcestershire, Dijon mustard, relish, salt and pepper. I think you're gonna absolutely love this. It's gonna be great. You can also put on cold cut sandwiches on a burger. It's going to be fantastic. Wait until you try it. Now remember, we got it all incorporated. Now it's time you want to taste it, and this is where you want to adjust the seasoning to your own personal preference. You want to put a little hot sauce in there, go right ahead. It's your sauce. We're good to go. All right, here we go, everybody. We're going to start our assembly of this amazing Ruben. We're going to start off with this beautiful bread from Harvest Kitchen and Bakery, Chef Lori Pope in Katy, Texas. One of the first chefs that really welcomed me with open arms into Texas. She is creative, she is extravagant, she is amazing with what she offers, and seriously, the best brunch you'll ever have in Texas if you have a chance to go there. So we're gonna slice this bad boy up. I don't know if you wanna get in there on this. This is a honey rye that she made for us. Look how dense that is. That is beautiful. That's gonna hold up to any sandwich. Slice that up. So I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna butter it just like a grilled cheese. Next, we're gonna cut up the pastrami. Okay, everybody, here we go. Here is our pastrami rested for the last 2 hours, and my little food warmer box that I have for when I do some caterings. Again, wrap it in a paper towel you might have, or a, look at that. That's perfect. I am so happy with this. Put it in your cooler for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. This is almost 2 hours. And let's see what the moment of truth looks like here. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Look at the jiggle on that. That's what we're looking for. And you know what? Even though it's sat for 2 hours, it's still warm. It is still warm. We've got kind of a mess here, but who cares? All right, ready to cut into this? I have no idea what to expect. I'm hoping a beautiful pink center. Let's go. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. I am so happy with that. We're gonna slice this up. We're gonna take that homemade rye we got from Harvest Bakery and Kitchen, Harvest Kitchen and Bakery, and then we're gonna do our homemade coleslaw, our homemade sauerkraut, and our Thousand Island dressing, Swiss cheese. We're gonna make an amazing Ruben sandwich. All right, everybody, we are looking fantastic here. Let me give you a nice little tour of this thing. Look at it, Ella, get nice and close up on that. I mean, this is just looking absolutely phenomenal. The bread is holding up beautiful to all these big flavors we have here. That crisp, homemade sauerkraut. You know, I mean, it's just gonna be fantastic. So I'm actually gonna take this off, and I'm gonna let this sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, like I do with all my grilled sandwiches, just to let it relax, so when we cut it doesn't fall all apart. Then we'll do our tasting. Okay, everybody, here we go. Moment of truth. 10 days in the making. Homemade pastrami, homemade sauerkraut, homemade bread from Harvest Kitchen and Bakery in Katy, Texas, from awesome chef Lori Pope. Homemade Thousand Island dressing. The only thing we didn't make was a Swiss cheese. I think it's enough talking. What do you say?
Let's eat.
Let's eat. You took mine. First of all, the bread is perfect. It held together so good with all these big, bold flavors. Everything tastes clean. Doesn't taste manufactured, processed. I mean, the coleslaw, the sauerkraut, isn't that wilty coleslaw. It's that just wilty sauerkraut. It's that crisp sauerkraut. The pastrami, this is, dude.
Really good.
What do you think?
It's really good.
That's it?
It's really good.
That's fine. Ella, what should they do?
Subscribe, like this video, share to your friends, and comment on this video on what you want to see next.
All right.